All right, you're listening to Terra Monstrum. I am Chauncey. He is Tyler. And we are talking about Dead in a Week or Your Money Back from 2018. This was a Tyler pick, huh?
Yeah. The trailer made it look really good. I'm not going to say it was bad, but I expected more. I thought maybe visually there'd be a bit more bite to it. But overall, I mean, it's slightly confused about its own identity, but it wasn't a bad film.
Right. Like on paper, I think it looked great. So, like I looked it up, I'm definitely not a comedy guy, but if I do go after a comedy, I do like the British ones. I like the sort of farce kind of potential.
Are you like a Lock, Stock Man? That kind of British comedy? Or are we talking like...
No, I like those, but I mean like Saving Grace and Waking Ned Divine and the Full Monty. Okay. I liked a lot of that stuff,
Gotcha.
And, the sort of farce where all the small jokes are set up to deliver a big crescendo of jokes in the end. But, so I'm looking this up because I'd never heard of it, and it had like 1 star on Rotten Tomatoes or something in the search results.
That's rough. I didn't even look at Rotten Tomatoes.
And I'm all like, uh-oh, this is going to get weird, So it was definitely better than I thought it was going to be going into.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Set the bar pretty low.
I'll try and keep it there. So every movie I choose is better than you thought it would be.
Yeah, right. Well, it has the Predator 2 effect. Everything afterwards can only get better.
So
if
true.
You have a 0 on Rotten Tomatoes, basically.
So true.
But, with critics in general, I found that I try not to listen to them because most critics nowadays, when you read the ratings, it's not actually based off of critics. It's based off a bunch of hating internet trolls who took the time to say whether they liked it or not.
Yeah, that or robots, or I don't know if you noticed, but people are absolutely willing to leave reviews before a movie even comes out.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, check IMDb for any movie that's going to be released soon where they've accidentally allowed people to leave reviews beforehand, and there'll be reviews. Not like I've seen the movie, but like I watched the trailer and this looks really great. 5 stars.
Wow. Yeah, people just don't get the concept at all, do they?
No, it's really gone right over their heads.
Yeah. Well, I do think it was a cool concept, and I get why it was made because I'm sure it looked great on paper.
Yeah, I think I didn't write any of them down, but if you listen to the few lines that they do reuse in the script, like they're not even choosing zingers for to bring a joke back. They're just choosing kind of random lines. I felt like that kind of sums up the movie itself.
Yeah, I agree. It was just a bit of a hack job. All the characters were really likable.
Yeah, but it's certainly not looking for the best way to do anything.
No.
Regarding directing, regarding the scripts, how characters act. They've got the concept and they're willing to get it done, but they're not trying to figure out the best way to do it.
Yeah, and they couldn't decide if they were going to be serious or comedic. It sort of clunkily went back and forth. It was kind of like, shifting gears in an old piece of crap car where you're just you can feel it drop into place.
Yeah.
No,
and I mean that goes into the music that I wanted to talk about too, and that we, like, during some really, really boring action scenes, we get some really fast-paced music for what's happening on screen.
Oh, they were trying to pick it up? I didn't notice any of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, when they're running away from the hitman the first time, our main character and the woman who's inspired him to live.
Right.
They play this crazy fast music, and they keep it going all the way through we've escaped, and now we're driving through the countryside.
Right, on a road that looks like a walking path.
We're in a house, and we have to start a fire, and meanwhile, you're hearing, like, wah, 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 pa, 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 pa. Just rapid, fast music. It was confused, and I don't know if you noticed the Western music kicking in anytime they felt like they had a hitman standoff scene.
No, I didn't.
No, oh man!
I'm glad I didn't.
No, the 2 hitmen at the kitchen table, they were playing really low Western music that whole entire scene.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
That's funny. That scene was cute.
No, it was cute, and that's what I'd say about the movie overall. Like it's cute.
Yeah,
It's yeah, I don't know if you're sick, like if you're sick on a Sunday and you're really dreading work the next day and you have a bowl of chicken soup in front of you, like
right.
this could be a neutral movie you could put on and not have to really use your brain.
Yeah, you could nap on the couch to this.
100%. 100%.
Yeah, I feel
Also,
that they go for it.
oh, I was just gonna say, I was really surprised at the amount of literature a Hitman's Guild has in the modern day. Also, I appreciated the use of graphic cartoons for the various ways you could have yourself murdered.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That was cool too. That's why it looks so good on paper. It's like you could take any of these elements and explain it, and it would make it sound like a pretty good movie.
Yeah, yeah, it feels good and zany. But I've got a prime example of the like we're gonna get this scene done, but we're not doing it the best way we can. Is the Guild of Assassins office, not the one where he meets his boss, but the one where he goes to pick up his assignment.
Yeah.
Looks like a derelict Hertz car rental.
Yeah. And that could easily be made funny.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that could have been a great scene. Even with the environment they had, they could have done something with it, but they just chose not to.
You know, that brings up a good point. The whole time I was aware that I was watching a comedy, but none of it was actually funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
The closest thing to funny was like the montage of him failing to kill himself.
Yeah. Yeah, and then after that there wasn't really anything in the way of jokes or delivery that would make you think you're supposed to laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought the star Anurin, Bernard,
He was better in the trailer.
yeah, he's like the new Elijah Wood. It's like they could have had Elijah Wood, but they couldn't, so they ended up going with this guy.
Yeah, but Elijah's a little better because he's just a little bit spookier on his own. But
yeah, that's true. He's got those squirrely eyes.
Yeah, that and he, this guy, I don't think he had the subtle, like, nuanced emotion down.
Yeah.
Which is what he was seeming to go for in each scene. So.
Yeah, but that Anurin guy, he's in a movie I want to see called The Citadel. I haven't watched that yet.
Mm-hmm.
And but he was in a movie I saw called The Faculty that my daughter loves. But
the old school,
I'm
Faculty
sorry.
movie.
No, I'm sorry. The Facility.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like the one with Elijah Woods in it. That Faculty.
No. Yeah. The Faculty was actually really good. That's Robert.
Oh, I love that movie. That movie's so fun.
Totally. Yeah. But The Facility, it was sort of a shaky cam, sort of reality cam style thing where they're experimenting on these people in a hospital, and he was pretty forgettable in it. But
yeah, okay.
But I've heard The Citadel is really good, and I want to see that.
Yeah.
But the Hitman, Tom Wilkinson.
Oh, he's great in everything. That's why, that was one of the big reasons I'm like, this movie can only be so bad.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that he was in it, that's what I was thinking is like, that's why you wanted to see it. And it's weird that we live in a world that nerds like us are just all, a character actor nobody knows my name is in this. It must be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you have to be that nerd. I mean, it's guys like us that love Gary Oldman. It's not the movie-going people, But he was recently in The Titan, I guess. That was terrible.
The Titan?
The Titan, yeah. Made for Netflix. You know how Netflix has those couple of films that are like made for the big screen?
Is that the one with what's his face from
Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's basically it sounds like Avatar on Earth almost.
Yeah,
what we're getting.
Right. And
it makes you feel bad for Sam Worthington.
Totally, man. You can tell that some of these Netflix movies are made and produced for Netflix, and some of them are great. But when I watch some of them, I'm just all like, this obviously was going to go for the big screen, but didn't make it. Netflix picked it up, and that's how
100%. Yeah.
But where I really recognize that actor from, he was Carmine Falcone in Batman Begins.
Oh yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah. And then coincidentally, I just happened to watch The Patriot on Thanksgiving, and he's General Lord Cornwallis in there. I'm just I know that guy. So I was excited.
That's the great thing about character actors is that they're in everything.
Yeah. And very few of them make it to top tier, like like Dustin Hoffman and
Yeah, yeah.
who is Popeye Doyle?
Popeye Doyle.
He played English Bob in The Unforgiven. Gene Hackman.
There we go.
Yeah, yeah. So I think, yeah, Tom Wilkinson, as soon as I saw his picture on there, I'm just, there's no way this can be that bad.
Yeah.
But I think my final complaint is I could see the timer going by, so I knew that the movie was about to end. But there really was no climax at all.
Yeah, not really.
There was no build-up. There was no climax. There was no release. There was none of this tension that movie audiences expect now.
Yeah, yeah.
So all in all, I would say this was a no for me.
Yeah, it's a no for me. If you want a great character actor film, I was trying to think of the most recent standouts who've like made it into the limelight. Yeah. And Sam Rockwell, like 100%. I'm glad he's finally made it.
Oh, totally. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he deserves. So go watch Moon, was what I was going to say.
Yeah, I just look at Sam Rockwell and I start laughing. You know, he's like Kenan Thompson for me. He just has to make a look on his face, and I think it's funny, you know.
I agree. He's just overall a funny guy, and he does have just the right look. That I mean, you're always going to have a good time hanging out with Sam.
Right. You know, so how do we end these things? Do we end it with something like Dead in a Week or Your Money Back and You Should Get Your Money Back, or should we come up with singers?
No, it's not a bad idea. I kind of like it.
All right, yeah. Well, next time we'll have to come up with some sort of awesome zinger. But for this time, I would say Dead in a Week, Your Money Back, good Sunday afternoon nap watch. But aside from that, save your money.
Yeah. I was a fan of Dead in a Week, Your Money Back, Get Your Money Back. I'm just gonna repeat what you said, Chauncey.
All right, Dead in a Week, Get Your Money Back.